be down at a meeting at Canary Wharf with some colleagues, and I got the phone call from our control room at St James's Park to tell me there'd been some sort of power surge. Then I got another call to say there'd been another one. I ascertained that it wasn't the same call referring to the same one. And very quickly, I made the decision to get back up to St James's Park as quickly as I could. One of the people I was with, not one of my colleagues from the organisation, but somebody I was with, had a car. We got in the car, we got stuck in traffic at Wapping. I went into a police station. I happened to know the guy on the desk, the police officer on the desk, and he organised a riverboat to take us up the Thames to Westminster Pier to get back to headquarters. On the way up, I talked to the Chief Constable of the British Transport Police and indeed actually the station manager at Edgware Road who told me that he thought and he knew this was something a lot more sinister. So the pieces then began to come together, and of course then you go into your command plan.
Well, yes, you had an emergency plan in place. So what did that involve in brief terms, and did it go smoothly?
Well, what it involved was, first of all, to ensure, obviously, the emergency services were called out. They would have to take primacy in dealing with the incident itself. So that was all in place. Then the challenge was to get every other part of the underground evacuated, because the decision was made, right decision made, endorsed by me, that we should evacuate the rest of the network. We didn't know what else was going to happen. Now, this is the rush hour. This is pretty much every train we've got is out there on every line across the network, and we had to make sure every train was accounted for, every single individual was off every train, every driver could confirm that, and that was a big logistical exercise in itself.
Huge task. And how did you feel, not knowing whether there were going to be more and more attacks?
Well, I think you just get into the process of having to manage it. I mean, clearly you're thinking about, the awfulness of this event and what might unfold, but actually your real focus is to follow the plan, and we did that, and we worked very closely with emergency services to ensure that happened. And some of the people I met with today were some of my people. Actually, I met a guy at Russell Square who was one of the first responders who had to deal with some pretty harrowing events as a young guy working at that station. And that's no different from some of the emergency services, and doesn't compare at all to John's experience, or to, sadly, those who were even more seriously injured or who lost their lives. And of course, that's where all our thoughts primarily are today, 10 years on.
Yeah, there's some very brave people around that day. And